So first of all, thank you so much to Kalindi and everybody here at UC Davis for reconvening the Undisciplining Feminism group and reviving our conversation. Kalindi asked me and Felicity to speak about how the Undisciplining Feminism Collective first came together and our initial event. And our initial event was actually held in 2013 at UC Santa Cruz, and it was part of the effort to establish an ethnic studies program at UC Santa Cruz. So speaking now from 2019, having directed the now existing program for 3 years, it seems I get a little bit nostalgic thinking about all of the possibilities that we had envisioned at that time. But one of the exciting things that was happening then was that there was a long effort by students at Santa Cruz to establish ethnic studies. And it had never happened because at our university, some of the rhetoric was, well, you know, everybody does this kind of work in all the departments. There's not really a need for a separate department. And when American Studies was disestablished, that created the kind of movement by students and faculty, and led to many discussions by a student working group. And actually, Nick Mitchell was central to those efforts and is now a professor with us. And so within the context of the institutionalization of critical race and ethnic studies, myself, Felicity Schaeffer, Grace Hong from UCLA, who isn't here right now, but also Juliette Acqua, decided to convene a group that would think about working at the intersections of feminist studies and ethnic studies. And we hope that our group would create a curricular vision that wouldn't be negatively constructed as critique. So for instance, critique of patriarchy or mainstream feminism or wave-based periodizations, but rather a curriculum that began with histories of race, empire, settler colonialism, and labor. And for ethnic studies, we imagined at Santa Cruz that it would also be foundationally organized around questions regarding reproduction, sexual violence, so that it would center on gender and sexuality. And we wanted to think about the already existing critiques of women and gender studies and ethnic studies as disciplinary formations, while also generating new shared curricular materials that could further engage the intellectual repercussions of interdisciplinarity and strategize ways that we could make institutional interventions. So that's the first part of the origin story, and I'm going to turn it over to Felicity, who's going to share a little bit about where we came to at the end of a 2-year period where we were meeting.
I was going to do that. But I'm just thinking, you know, it was a little bit difficult to know sort of what we were doing here. And as I'm hearing the first panel, I think what I really want to talk about is what it's like to chair feminist studies. And, you know, I think as you were saying, you know, what is our, I'm sort of questioning what my job is and what is the work of undisciplining feminism at the university, and what am I really here to do? Because I do find myself at a cross purpose. On the one hand, I'm trying to refuse absolutely the administration and how they're trying to discipline us, how they're trying to use feminist studies, critical race and ethnic studies. I'm also a participating member of Latin American Latino studies. They use us as the labor for diversity. We're only valuable as we do that labor and not speak back, not interrupt the machinery of the university, which of course I completely refuse to do. And Clarissa, I have to talk to you because We've also had a very difficult sexual assault case of one of our graduate students. It's all online accusations right now. I've had to sit in meetings with, university relations people, lawyers. I am just disgusted by what I am told to do and not do. And in fact, one of the things that I had argued that we need to do is to have these conversations about, not canceling people out. Regardless of what somebody does, how do we go against the violence of retribution, of carcerality? How do we not just disappear people, put them in prison, but actually come together to say what is going on, these questions of accountability. So I'm facing an institution that's telling me I should not do that because I am open to having a lawsuit against our department, against the university. I'm getting seriously pressured. And I'm saying, you know what? If it comes to the dismantling of this, what is my role in this? And what do I need to do here to follow sort of the dictates that we're setting out, which is really to undo this disciplining of why we're here and what we're meant to do.